everyone. Welcome to Friday Night Art Stream, where I'll draw random shit for your viewing pleasure. I am your host, Kurisu, and I'll be honest with you guys, chat. I don't fucking know what I'm gonna draw today. We'll probably do some random shit today. Not gonna draw a character yet. I'm probably gonna draw some, you know, tutorials that a lot of you at home can do, something that all of you can do and also follow along. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna. I think that's what we're going to do today. Just like just a follow along tutorial, if you will. Oh, as I said, we're just gonna take the time. We're just gonna take the time today to draw random shit, pretty much. So yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. So, as you guys can see, I have not rented an art studio yet. I will eventually, but not right now because we don't even have the budget for that. Whatever. It'll come with time. But this is the very first episode of Friday Night Art Stream. And yeah. This is pretty wild, I'm not gonna lie. So, I wonder what can we draw today. Probably I don't know what we're gonna do today, to be honest. Again, it could be a tutorial, could be a character, could be anything, to be honest. Pretty much whatever we want. There's no limit to creativity, pretty much. But I have to find out exactly what am I gonna draw today. But I don't want to keep you guys waiting, so that's exactly what we're gonna do. I put myself in my little corner here. But before we do, there's one more thing I'm forgetting. Yeah, I'm forgetting something. Let me see what I put it. There we go. There we go. Got my pencil right. We got my pencil right here. Hold on a second, chat. Let me put this in my ear. This is what this. Do you see? You guys see this thing in my ear? This is what AI bros fear today. This thing that's dangling on my hair. It's called a pencil. And the moment that you get this item, yeah, you're gonna be better than 99.9% of artists out there. But let's do this then. Let me adjust the settings for you guys at home. Clip Studio Paint, there it is. So yeah, we got Clip Studio here for you guys out there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this setting. There we go. Now you guys should be able to see the whole screen from the perspective of an artiste, so that you guys can see what am I drawing. All right. Now that we're here, chat. I'm sorry if my VTuber model is a bit wonky, but have to deal with this for quite a while now. But anyways, let's find some references to work with. We're gonna go straight to Google Images and learn some tutorials, pretty much. I want to find high quality stuff that we can learn here. So let's see. How about how to draw? Let's see. We need some studies here. Something that both of us can replicate on stream, mind you. Let's see. Most of the tutorials out there are YouTube tutorials. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. This sounds like a nice tutorial. A lot of nice tutorials here, actually. Yeah. Very nice. So I feel that quite a lot of them are good, but I rather get the tutorials that teach you and tell you step by step on how to draw everything. And the ones that give you the color palettes are pretty nice too. Okay, this one looks promising. Let me see this one. Okay, this one's pretty good. We can take this one. We're going to paint everything gray first and foremost. Let me get that green tone, that gray tone. There we go. Hey. And now we copy this image. All right, chat. Here's what we're gonna do. All of this that you see on the screen, what we do here in Friday Night Art Stream, whenever we're trying to learn something, we take these and we follow it step by step. Once we're done with it step by step, that's when we're going to give it a grading on how good the tutorial itself was. I always do this for every single time we have to do Friday Night Art Stream. Pretty much it's telling us how useful the tutorial itself is. Okay. So it's not exactly teaching you how to draw an eye, but that's fine because we can just draw the eye ourselves. That's pretty easy if you ask me. So let's do that. It is a little darker for me because I did lower the opacity of my computer so that it doesn't reflect on my glasses. Okay, so here's a little trick for you guys. Usually a circle like this, you can make the eyes however you want, but always use the circle like this so you can have a clear reference of what you're doing. Because you can make eyes however you want. I usually like to make eyes like these. This pencil is a little too... I need something thicker. There we go. So I always use the eye as reference, and I often like to do another layer so that you can do this. See how the eye looks now? And now you can move it however you like, pretty much. I often like to do it like this. There we go. And then all of the excess area, I can always just get rid of it. Just get a bigger. Let me get a bigger eraser. Eraser's not enough. There we go. Top wrong layer. Remember, kids, always remember your layers, or else you're gonna suffer. And remember to always use the hard brush as well. Okay, there's one. There's one part of the eye that I did. And I'm gonna do the other one. Wrong brush. I often like to do my eyes like these every single time. You don't have to do it like this though. There's millions of ways to do the eyes, but I like to do them like this all the time. And all of the excess that is here. For this, for example, there we go. Okay, there we go. Now it's looking like a good ass eye. And remember, this is just me drawing the eye itself. This has nothing to do with the tutorial. The tutorial is the coloring part of it. That's the tutorial. All right. Okay, so now we merge these two. Merge with layer below. Grab this area. Dye it black. There we go. Hey, we got an eye. Okay, now that we have the eye, we have the base shape. We're going to use the color provided in the example. So first and foremost, we're gonna make a layer below. We're going to grab this color right here. And we need to select this area. All right. That was step 1, by the way. Okay, step 1 already done, which is to add the base color. We added the purple that was provided in the example so that we better understand what we're doing. After we're done with this tutorial, we're going to try to replicate the same shit, but we're going to take everything that we've learned from said tutorial. Okay, next it says here, add a multiply layer and shade with a darker color for a gradient. All right, we're going to do that. Add this. Also, another trick that you guys should know. This is a darker tutorial multiply layer, and it says to use sorry about that. It says to use and shade with a darker color. In order to avoid the colors going everywhere, you can always use a clipping mask. Because let me grab another color, for example, before we get into the thing. So as you can see, if I do this, the color itself is in the eye, right? But if I remove the oh, Jesus Christ, if we remove the clipping mask, that's what it looks like. So we're going to take this example and we're gonna pick, it's already in the base color, but it already gives you the example of what you should do for the thing. So the base color is this purple. Let me see if they're the same purple. If it's not, then yeah, we're screwed. They're different purples. Oh, okay. But we only need this. We only need this purple right here. Actually, no. This is the lighter purple. This is the darker purple. So what we're gonna do is we're going to get the clipping mask, and we're gonna get a spray layer. Actually, it says here this needs to be a multiply, so let's do that. And we're gonna select the color that was provided. It looks a little blackish though. Maybe it's because I'm doing it roughly. Yeah, that was the reason why. There we go. Let me adjust the settings of my... Let me adjust the brightness of my monitor, because my monitor, I cannot see shit. It's probably gonna reflect on my glasses and it's gonna ruin the model. Yeah, as you guys can see right now, where I have my eyes closed. That's because of the yeah, that's because of the thing of the brightness on my desktop. But anyways, let's continue. This is on a multiply layer. If we put this on a normal layer, it still looks the same. But since we put it on multiply, there it is. We got a darker shade now. Okay, so next things we have step 3. On the multiply layer, add a darker gradient and a pupil. Oh, wait a minute. So that's what the darker color is for. So this color right here, which for some ungodly reason is not the same. I don't know why. Yeah, they're different. Every single time I click on a purple, they're different purples. I don't know why. Whatever. To me, it's the same purple. Whatever. So it says here to add on the same layer, by the way, to add a darker gradient and a pupil. That's what we're gonna do right now. Although it's gonna be a little difficult because I feel like could have been made in an opacity layer, but no, we have to do it we have to brute force it pretty much. Because it doesn't tell you what's wrong about this tutorial is that it doesn't tell you exactly what to use. Oh, we can make it a swirl like this. Yeah, we can make it a swirl like that, Hex Maniac type of shit. Yeah, I think this looks good. Although I think because it's gonna get more detailed later on. I see. Okay. I see what it means. That's interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. So the pupils. I shouldn't add the Hex Maniac swirl. Although we can, but you know what? Yeah, I think I should. But I'm gonna get a little creative with this. Scoot down here, and then down here. I don't want to delete anything because it's gonna end up deleting the whole thing. So being a little creative here, by the way. I don't want to follow the example completely to the T, All right, we got our not yet, not yet. It's always hard to make good looking eyes, Very hard sometimes. Even I have trouble doing that. All right, I think the eyes. Oh, it's because they're close to the pupil. Ah, there's something new every day, so they gotta be close to it. Yay. We're talking yay close. Ah, that makes sense. Okay, we got that. Although it's still not perfect because, still needs to be a little curved. And it shouldn't be that visible. So I think I should go back to this. It wasn't this color. It was this one. I should go back to this one. And pretty much, yeah, do this. There we go. Where in which is barely visible. Okay, now what? Add an add layer. Okay, let's do that. We put an add layer and shade a gradient from the bottom and add some details. Okay, let's see what you got. So we're gonna select this color, which is the brightest. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay, I see. I see what it's doing. I see what they're doing. And oh, and can't forget about the clipping masks either. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I select the lighter color. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Okay, I think I'm starting to understand the process, chat. There we go. Okay. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. So that means that with this color, I have to highlight the swirls or else they're not gonna be visible for shit. They're not gonna be visible, yeah, if I don't highlight them. Oh, that looks cool. Oh, that looks sick. Okay, that looks cool. I like that. I like how it's looking so far, even though, but it's not exactly telling the. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I think I know what they're doing. I have to do those weird ass lines, I think. No, it's not gonna work. Unless it's with this line? No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't exactly specify how do you add the lines to it, and I'm a little bummed about that. Yeah, I'm a little bummed that it doesn't exactly show you how to make the lines. Like these lines right here. And it is crucial because you can see that it carries through the entire eyes and shit. Unless you have to use this. You know what? I'm gonna keep it like that. Fuck it. From the bottom and okay, shade a gradient from the bottom and add some details. Add a multiply layer. Okay, let's add that. And add some details around the iris. Oh, okay, that's how you do it. Okay, okay, I see. But the details are completely different. Like maybe they're like that because of the opacity, but I want to try it out. It's around the iris, so let me do that. I have a brush specifically for that. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. Okay, that's multiply, and then move this up here, right? But I'm not done yet because I am gonna do it again. afterwards, I'm just going to grab my soft brush and do this. Oops. So much. Okay. I'm liking how it's looking so far. Gonna keep this at 30 at I would say 35 opacity. Yeah, 35 looks good. On the at layer, okay, so it's in the same one, and my headphones are starting to act up. Okay. Okay, so next things first. No, not next things first. Jesus Christ. Add the at layer, and you add a shine with a low opacity brush. So we're gonna need a low opacity brush, or you can do what I do and just mess with the opacity, and that's pretty much it. In order to achieve this kind of effect. So let me just place this in a clipping mask just to make sure that nothing gets ruined. And that color seems similar to the one we picked up, which is this kind of pink. And it says on the at layer. So that means we're going to have to add, we're going to have to go back to one of the other layers. The one that says add specifically. Oh, okay, I see. So that's like the reflection of the layer. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I like that. I like where this is going. But since this is the at layer, I am going to try something different, and I'm going to add yet another at layer. There we go. And now when I draw it, sure, it's going to look like a garbled mess like this, but if you use opacity, it's pretty much transparent in a way. So I want that happy medium on the opacity. So let's do that. And don't worry if it looks like or like solid. We're gonna use the soft eraser in order to have an effect like this. That mixed up with the opacity is not gonna be so bad. So I want to have an effect maybe around here, something curved like this, and then here I want something like this. I'm following a tutorial, mind you. Okay, so it looks like this, sure, but if we do something about the eraser, like for example this, yeah, it looks like, so we can just play with the opacity like this and find your happy medium, whichever you prefer. I personally prefer doing this. You know what? Actually, it looks better like this. There we go. Something like that. But if you want better, if you want other details for the eye, it doesn't necessarily have to be these shapes. It doesn't have to be this that you guys are seeing on the iris. Could be something else. Which is something that I'm gonna do actually. Yeah, I'm gonna fix the shapes that I want. This is like a swirl, so I would say maybe something like this. Yeah, maybe like an X. Not the best looking one, but it's something. Okay, the X doesn't look that bad. It could have been worse. Close enough. We take those. Although the edges, there we go. And then this part of down here could be a circle. I want the circle to be thick. There we go. There we go. Although I added to the middle of the eye, it looks better like that. Not as perfect as the example provided, but it's better than nothing, chat. It's honestly better than nothing. Next up, on the multiply layer, add a darker gradient and a pupil. Wait a second. Okay, darker gradient and pupil. Instructions unclear. And as you can see, it's also adding more details that it's not telling you. For example, here on the add layer, I can do. No, that's too big. There we go. Yeah, there are things in the tutorial that it's not telling you. Like, for example, here in step 6, that you can see it has a certain. Yeah, it has a certain color here. But when you go to step 7, you're like, wait, what the fuck? Why is this brighter? And it's because you have to go back to the add layer and add those personally. I think the add layer, I'm gonna do it like this. Honestly, it looks better. To me, it looks better. But then we have to add the darker gradient and a pupil. The pupil is already done. Unless, wait a minute. Darker gradient and pupil. Yeah, it's literally the same exact thing that they did on 3, but it doesn't exactly tell you how, which is a little misleading if you think about it. And it doesn't tell you the color that you use for it either. I mean, it provided you the good thing about this tutorial is I provided you with some of the colors, at least for the add and the multiply. But other than that, it does not provide the colors anywhere at all. That's what you gotta work with. And this is your base color pretty much. So that means that I have to find something that is like a swirl like this, pretty much. Or I can always just draw random I can always just draw random lines and whatever works works. I'm going to use this color. And yes, I am going to add another layer, but it is not going to be multiplied because I have a good feeling that they copy pasted the same thing just to have a tutorial ready by the moment. It's gonna do this. Not the best looking thing, but I can always just mess with Gaussian blur to get an effect that I like so far. This is adequate. I don't like it that much, and it's not like the exactly like the example, but then again, the example doesn't tell you much. Add the finishing details. I added extra shines and blur. Yeah, there we go. There's the blur. So it tells you that there is a blur around here. Oh, okay, it's in the right layer. I thought I drew in. Wait. Remember, kids, always remember your layers. I almost drew in the wrong layer right now. Now I can blur it without having to worry about the layer itself. And if you're not content with the blur itself, you can always just... Yeah, you can always just do that. And last but not least, I'm going to add the finishing touch, which in this case, it's going to be the eye white. Oh, I was in the eraser. I'm a dumbass. All right. Do that. Again, it's not perfect, but it is something, which is what we're trying to achieve. What we're trying to do is we're trying to learn from tutorials we see. I feel like I can... Okay, there we go. And as for the line art, is this right here. I feel like I can add a little bit more, yeah. Wait, that's a different color. That's a different tint of black. Always just select this one. And I always like to do this on the eyes. I always like to add this line over here. Okay, so what do I think of this tutorial that we found? Well, there are some pros and there are some cons. I really do like that from 1 through 4, it's pretty good. Like, I really love in 1 through 4 that it gives you the exact color that they used and how to use said color. And it's not just one color, it's 3 colors, if not more, when it comes to the add layer and all that. Am I happy with the result? Not, I wouldn't say I'm unhappy with it, but in my opinion, it could have been better. Let me just add a multiply layer and find a gray color. There it is. So that I can do, let me get this color real quick. Just to add a shadow to all of this. You know what? I'm not going to add shadows to it. I think, well, actually I should, because the example itself shows the shadows as well. So I should add shadows to it. Select this layer over here. And also this one. Yeah, it looks so plain. Yeah, that's the thing. It looks pretty plain if you ask me. So let me just grab this multiply layer. Add the shadows as they told me. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's right, I almost forgot the clip and mask. Even though nothing can be seen, because that may be because I selected the wrong file. Hold on a second. Something's wrong here. Oh, yeah, I can see what was wrong. I can see why. Okay, there we go. Okay, so first tutorial. I really like steps 1 through 4 because it told you the exact same colors to use. Also, Terimog, welcome to chat. So it's good. I feel steps 1 through 4, it's pretty good, but it's in step 5 through 8 that you're going to be like, wait, what the fuck? What do I do from here? How do I do those details? Like, for example, here in step 4, you see these details down here, but you're gonna be like, wait, how the fuck do I do those? The thing is, you don't do these. The thing is, these, it doesn't tell you exactly how to do them. It just tells you, oh, add a layer, put an add layer, shade the gradient, and that's it, right? But the reality of it is that while you're doing this, you're gonna have to find another layer and you're gonna have to get the brush itself in order to achieve a similar effect, which is the reason why it starts to get a little misleading. The tutorial itself, it's not bad, but it could have been better. Maybe it works for them, but for me, unfortunately, it just didn't work. It didn't work as it was intended. Let me place this here. And we're going to place all of this into a folder. So because we're going to do a lot of shit today. So placing all of that there. And then all of this, literally all of this, gets moved over here. So for this tutorial, again, it's not bad. I think it's really good. But the one thing that throws me off is steps 5 through 7, which is the reason as to why I didn't trust the process entirely. Honestly, I would say the first steps, amazing. The next 4 steps, a little confusing. 7 out of 10. Actually. There we go. 7 out of 10. And keep in mind, I'm not saying that these tutorials are bad per se. I'm just giving my constructive criticism on how easy are they to learn. from an artist standpoint. You can see the result there. Like the eye itself is a perfect example of what you can do with the tutorial. So you're still getting you're still learning something from it at least. All right, let's see what else do we find. Probably more eye tutorials that we can do. Or maybe we can try something else. Chat, I have a question. What do you guys want to learn to draw? We got all night for tonight's Friday night art stream. Like, tell me anything you guys want to learn to draw, and I'll search it in Google Images immediately. We'll search for a tutorial that we can do, so that you guys can try at home too. We already did an eye. You want to learn how to draw tentacles? All right, let's look for that, I guess. Hopefully we don't get banned. But anyways, how to draw Alright, we want to search for a tutorial that shows us how to draw them exactly. Imagine. No. Hell no. We don't want to get banned. We don't want to get banned, but I'm pretty sure we shouldn't get banned for drawing just, you know, octopus tentacles, because again, it's an octopus. It's an animal you see pretty much every day. At least if you go to a museum, that is. But yeah. Okay, so there is a tutorial, and look at that. It's by Clip Studio on how to draw tentacles. Who would have thought? The question is, does it have multiple pictures? No, it's a bunch of videos. It's a video on how to draw tentacles. But yeah, there actually is a tutorial to draw tentacles. So if Clip Studio tells me to do it, who am I to refuse? Blame Clip Studio, don't blame me. Oh shit, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Chad, I think I find a gold mine. I found a gold mine on how to draw these things. And it's from DeviantArt of all places. You guys know how you guys know how DeviantArt is when it comes to art nowadays. Or at least how they were back in the day, but trying to search for a tutorial that we can both do. You guys at home and also me. Okay, that's not that bad. We can try this one. DJ? Did I say you can stop, DJ? There we go. We ain't stopping. Not yet, at least. Oh yeah, I actually found one. Hi, chat. Wait, no, wrong folder. Chat. Is this what you guys wanted? Is this what you guys wanted? How to draw tentacles? Uh-oh. It's fine. We should not get banned for this. Alright, chat. I guess this is what the stream deviated to. How to draw this shit. Look at that. How to think when you draw with Lorenzo. Tutorial number 47. Oh, right. I almost forgot. The person with the eyes, that was Shika Sayuki. And now we are going to draw with Lorenzo. Tutorial numbers 47 and 48. How to draw monster tentacles. Not just any tentacle, but monster tentacles. All right, let's see what my man Lorenzo got. To capture the flow of a tentacle's motion, start with a simple, smooth guideline. Okay, it seems simple enough. So something smooth like that. No hard angles. Remember, at all times, the tentacle has a cylindrical form. Okay, even better for us to learn. Like a sock filled with jelly. What the fuck? Okay, that is way too specific. A sock filled with jelly. What? All right, I guess we're gonna do that then. Hey yo, what the fuck? Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Like that is way like this right here. That is way too specific. Who the fuck puts jelly on a sock? Fucking weirdo. Anyways, all right. What do we got? So we got step 1, we got step 2, step 3, and step 4. There's also a lot more shit you can do here. We can show lots of depth. You have never put jelly on a sock. No, what the fuck? Who the fuck would do that? Well, sure, there's the fucking gel, you know, the cold gel, I think it is, whenever you're sick, that you put on your forehead or whatever, but fucking jelly, bro. Uh we can show lots of depth and dimension with a twist. Okay, so with twists, you can do more than just draw tentacles. Okay, I see, I see. Use contour lines and sucker placement to show the twist. Oh, okay, that's interesting. All right, we're gonna draw the first. We're gonna draw the first step to see how good it is. So, step 1, we should draw something like this. Okay, so far so good. I am always so bad at drawing these. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's something. You feel me, chat? It's not perfect. It's something, but it's not perfect. And then it tells us here to, oh, wrong layer. God, you know what? Even if I draw it on the wrong layer, I'm not gonna suffer twice. Hold on a second. We're gonna delete all of this. Boom. It's like nothing ever happened. It's because I did it in another layer. You guys don't have to worry about it. Anyways, from the looks of it, it is now telling us to make these guidelines over here, which I'm assuming it's to place the suckers on the tentacle. I'm gonna hit you with an empanada. It's easy. My god. Fuck. So here is where you draw the suckers of the tentacle. There seems to be a bit of spacing. So I want to try that. Have you never drawn a tail? Yes, I have drawn them, but they always gave me difficulties every single time I draw them. And you can tell that this is similar to a tail in a way. So yeah. Now that we have the guidelines, we can just, I just realized that I did a fatal mistake. That doesn't matter. We're gonna go over it anyways. Because now from the tentacle here, again, wrong fucking layer. My god. Remember, kids, always draw on the right layers. Like so. There we go. Okay, so far so good. So there's that area that we got. And then step free. We're gonna use this. Can get the fuck out. And then here, we're gonna draw the suckers now, which it's gonna be the most disgusting part of the entire process. Remember, kids, look at the 20 times per minute to see if you didn't click on the wrong one. Yeah, that's right, because if you draw on the wrong layer, guess what, little Jimmy? You have to do everything from the beginning. Also, Taruki, welcome to chat. Didn't realize. Anyways, we're gonna draw the suckers now, which is like a weird ass cylinder. Well, not a cylinder, but it's like a semi-oval. And the reason why these lines are here, it's because we use those as a guideline. So, see what I mean? We go through every single one of these. I draw for 40 minutes, then notice everything on one layer. Yeah, that's the worst. The only reason why you will draw on one layer, it's if you're some sort of masochist or if you're doing a challenge. It's the only way you will do it all in one layer. It's the worst. Believe me, I do not wish that to even the worst artists out there. I really do not wish that upon them. It's the worst. And holy shit, is there? Yeah, it's bad. Okay, you know what? This is a fun tutorial. You know what, chat? You guys cooked. I do line art, so I mostly do one layer art. I mean, line art is fine. Like with the line art, you can always fix it later on, which is not bad. But when you're drawing color and all that shit, yeah, that's when you're gonna have a lot of issues, bro. That's when the issues actually start to show up. But with line art, you should be fine because you're gonna edit it regardless in the end. So you shouldn't worry too much about the line art, at least. If it's shading and shit, yeah, you gotta go back to square one. Alright, we got part of it done already, so now we're gonna do all of this. We're gonna place the suckers on the tentacles. You guys can see. You know what, Chad? This is a fun. Yeah, this one is fun. This one is pretty fun. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Drawing tentacles ain't so bad after all, Chad. You guys cooked. Now we delete these. Oh shit, forgot about that. Alright, chat. You know what? Okay. That's a really good ass tentacle. Oh, that sounds so wrong out of context. But it's not hard until you draw it next to a person. Jesus Christ. Alright, so I feel like it could be better though. Like this tentacle could be 10 times better. I feel like this part up here, at the very least, could be better. Yeah, it can. So I'm gonna do is I'm going to draw this part right here. It's kind of weird, you know? It's like something like this, in a way. Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. I have one of those for my D&D. Oh, wait, you play D&D? That's cool. I play D&D as well. I have like 5 different characters already. I don't know, so many campaigns though. So way too many campaigns. Alright, chat. It's not the best tentacle. Okay, now I see the problem. It's the placement. It's wait a minute. The placement on this. There we go. I only have a cat character. Oh, you're a Tabaxi. I think the characters that I have for my campaigns, I know that I have a Yuan-Ti Pureblood. I also have a Yuan-Ti Pureblood Wizard, to be specific. I have a Kenku Rogue, a half Tabaxi Dancer, Astro Elven Druid, and I think I also have a half Dragon Sorcerer. Those are the characters that I got for my campaign. All right, we're gonna color the tentacle, and we are going to place everything else. Let me just color this tentacle real quick. Let me change my brush because I really do not want to fuck it up. I really like how it turned out. Don't be the one that hits on the bartender. Oh, don't worry, I don't hit on the bartender. Wait, which character are we talking about specifically out of the many I mentioned? Because I mentioned quite a lot of them actually. But don't worry, you don't have to worry about any of my characters hitting on the bartender. A lot of bards do that, and I'm like, bro, come on, don't be that bard. And a lot of people like to blame bards for their shenanigans. Let's face them. A lot of people are horn dogs, but they always like to put the blame on one character. And that's always the bard, because, you know, I hate bards. You really hate bards? Are we talking about, like, bards in general, or the bards that specifically hit on everything that moves? Because if it's the ones that hit on everything they move, yeah, I understand that. It's because of the stats. You would expect each role to act some way. Yeah, that's true. It's like, oh, you're a bard. Oh, you must be horny then. It's like, no, not just because I play bard and I play songs don't mean that I'm horny all the time, you know? I just want to play some music. I want to earn my cash. I want to get some gold. But never would I ever seduce anybody else. Hell, what if the bard has a wife? And just wants to get money to put a roof. You never know. Like barbarians not having intelligence by default, they're dumb for some reason. Yeah, that's a little painful. It's like not all barbarians are dumb, because I'm pretty sure there has to be a barbarian out there that doesn't have the stats to be dumb itself, and it's like the opposite of it. Usually wild magic barbarians, I would say, wanna tend to be more on intelligence sometimes. Because, you know, they use magic and shit, so it's understandable. Dumb stereotypes. Yeah, it's the stereotypes that everybody gives them just for playing that certain class. It sucks, but what can you do? The stereotypes that everybody puts on the classes, for example, like in the case of bards, there's a stereotype that is, oh, bards like to seduce dragons. But if you kind of think about it, well, Teddy, before I started my last game, we rolled for stats. We had an intelligent barbarian and a crazy magician. Oh. Here's the thing, Chad. Here's the thing about bards specifically. People like to clown on bards and say that they like to seduce dragons and shit, but the craziest shit about this is that we've never actually seen a bard seduce a dragon. There is one bard that actually did manage such a feat and had kids with it. And his name is Donkey. That is the only bard that ever managed to seduce a dragon and succeed. Alright. We managed to draw a good... Yeah, hey, the best. But anyways, we got a good-ass tentacle here. I'm actually proud of how it turned out. Although I feel like I could add more details to it, but I just don't want to. Okay, maybe I will. Just for you guys. Just to give it more, a bit more detail on it, you know? Yeah, it's looking better now with the whole details and shit. Oh yeah, it looks better now. My bar was annoying last game. He debuffed us of our buffs. Oh yeah, funny story that I almost forgot to tell you guys when it comes to a bard. There was a Baldur's Gate file that I had. It was a save file, and I had a bunch of characters. I had a barbarian, I had a cleric, I had a fighter, and I had a bard. You know, in the null fight, every single one of those characters died except for the bard, because the bard kept using I think it was called Vicious Mockery, and the bard was holding the high ground the entire time. I don't know. Bards are just unhinged sometimes. Majority of the times, that is. Alright, chat. What do you think of the tentacle? Pretty good tentacle. Okay, jokes aside, it actually looks pretty good. I actually like how I drew it. What about the other part of the tutorial, though? We can show lots of depth and dimension with a twist. Not thick enough. Oh, you want a thicker tentacle? Okay, we can make thicker tentacles. That's fine. Yeah, like in the example here, extra thick. We can show lots of depth and dimension with a twist. So tentacles like this are okay. If you add the depth, is better, and it says here that it's the best if you add even more depth to it. This always works. Yeah, I guess a tentacle could be thicker, like this one shown in the example. Use contour lines and sucker placement to show the twist. Alright, chat, I have a question for y'all. Do you guys want the tentacle to show a little bit of twist? Or do you guys want the tentacle to be plain and simple like this? In the part where it says okay. I'll let you guys decide on this one. Oh wait, there's more to the tutorial. What the fuck? Use contour lines and sucker placement. We already saw that. The suckers run in lines of parallel pairs and become misaligned when twisting. That is gonna be a little difficult for me to learn, but it's not impossible. It's actually doable. Yeah, I can do it. The only difficult part is gonna be twisting and shit, but yeah, it's manageable. Who the fuck pinned me? Hey, chat. I have... Wait. DJ, stop the music! Stop the fucking music! Chat. There seems to be an issue right now. An issue that there seems to be an issue that me as an artist cannot ignore. And it just so happens that I just got word from it. It turns out that someone out there grabbed my art, one of my best looking arts, mind you, and they fed it to the garbage that is known as AI. Let me do something here. Hold on a second. I'm gonna have to respond to this tweet real quick, and then we're gonna continue with the art stream. We ain't stopping for shit, but this is extremely important. I would. Okay, let me hold on a second. I will be right back. So far, I'm gonna take a bathroom break right now. You guys don't have to worry. The stream is gonna continue, but I'll be right back. All right. So don't go anywhere. Hi, Chad. I'm back. So let me show you guys what just happened currently. So as you guys already know, right now I was checking on what happened currently on Twitter, and I have to show you guys what exactly happened, because this is absolutely ridiculous, chat. It is it's absolutely fucking disgusting. And I fucking hate it. Let me let me pop up Twitter for a moment. Don't worry, you guys are not gonna see random shit on Twitter. At least that you're concerned, if you guys are concerned, that is. But you guys don't have to worry about it. So what happened here is that I did an artwork. It was an artwork of my of my character. I remember when I told you guys that I had a D&D character that was a half dragonborn. Let me show you guys the character in question, all right? Let me go here. And let me set everything for you guys, all right? Let me go back to my little corner so that you guys can hear my yapping. All right. Remember when I told you guys that I made a character that was a half dragonborn? All right. Let me find the Twitter. Oh, right. Hold on a second. Found it. Okay, I found it, I think. Not really, but I found it. I'm trying to find the you guys should be able to see it now. Okay. So you guys see this, right? This is my character. Prisma. She's the half dragonborn that I told you guys about, right? If you guys can see, pretty amazing artwork, but but let me show you guys what happened earlier so that you guys can see what exactly happened. So, I'm here on Twitter, right? And as you guys can see, this is a response that I added, and everybody seemed to like it. A lot of people seem to like it. Yeah, 14K and everything. And then this fucking cretin over here called, I don't even know. I'm not even gonna bother pronouncing that. The fucker used Grok, which is Twitter's generative AI, and he decided to make the character, let's track the son of a bitch. Oh, I'm with you on that one. Spam some report on him so that he doesn't target artists like this. So he literally said, make the artist have brown skin, blue hair, a red cap, lime colored shirt, have a Discord logo tattoo on his right cheek, make him grab a Lesotho flag, and also the text obsessed brimstone. Like, motherfucker, first and foremost, you use the word him. Prisma is a she. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to throw that in there. But, bro, you guys already see how perfect Prisma is. She's a beautiful woman. Look at how they massacred my girl. Look at what they did to her. This is disgusting. This is absolutely fucking disgusting. This looks horrible. Like, look at this. Look, the hand is like inside of the flag. She's not even holding the flag properly. Like, not at all. Bro, what is this? Ew, I know it's gross. Disgusting. And the weird part about Grok is that it uses this weird ass Crayola kind of texture. Actually, you know what? I take it back. Crayola can do a better job than this shit. Like, this right here, this is beauty. This is not beauty. This is a fucking war crime. And then when I look at their profile, it's just a bunch. It's just this asshole. You know what? Chat, I'm sorry, but I have to. I have to. I'm sorry, chat. You know what? I don't know if I should. You know what? Yeah. I just had to throw that in there. I'm sorry if David deviated to this, but I just had to show you guys. All right, have fun, asshole. Enjoy your band. Anyways, let's continue drawing tentacles because honestly, that was fucking disgusting, dude. I almost threw up looking at that shit. Anyways, looking at that shit, yeah, almost threw up. Holy fucking shit. Okay, so we drew the tentacle. It wasn't thick enough, unfortunately. However, there's still another step to this shit. And it's this one down here. We already did number 47, and now we're gonna do number 48. So we're gonna place all of these tentacles in a folder because they're all gonna go in another folder. As you can see, there's one tentacle. My god, that was disgusting. I'm gonna mass report the shit out of that fucker later. However, How to think when you draw with Lord Lorenzo. Tutorial 848, Monster Tentacles, Part B. Oh shit, we're using human things now? Alright. The thinner the tentacle gets, the more subtle its range of movements. More complex motions here. Okay. That, so it's just a continuation of how to draw the tentacles, pretty much. Delicate complex motion. It also tells you here how to adjust it. It's like an arm. You see how the arms, you see how the joints of the arms, you have this part, you have this part, and you have this part. You see that it goes somehow like this in a way. And then goes like this. Something similar to that. But it bends more because of the tentacle like movements. A tentacle is more thinner than an arm. And yes, even though it may have bones and shit, it's more elastic. So add soft corners to the tentacle when it spirals or turns back in on itself. What's good about this tutorial is not just the way that it shows you how to use the tentacles, but it also shows you how and what other ways you can draw the tentacle. So, and I also had fun doing this little shit. Let me place this one up here. And I know the tentacle is not thick enough, but it's still a pretty good looking tentacle. From a beginner standpoint, it's not bad. Like, I feel that this tutorial you can learn it all the way and still you know, you can still learn something from it, you could say. So for this tutorial, I am going to give it a 9 out of 10. Because yes, it teaches you how to do it once, but once you get a hold of this part of the tutorial, you can just try to do it in other ways. And the tutorial keeps going further. Like here, for example, it tells you exactly how to draw it, how to do the folds and shit, how to apply details and stuff based on the lines and all that, the key forms, different lengths, different forms. This is why I think this tutorial is pretty good, at least from a beginner standpoint. All right, chat. We have drawn an eye and we've already drawn a tentacle. What else do you guys suggest we should draw? I can do this all night. Well, okay, not all night, but it's 7:25, so we still got plenty of time left, you could say. And I want to apologize to you guys. Yeah, I know you guys saw the horrid thing that was on Twitter. Ugh. All right, let's draw something else. Let's draw. Now that we're in the topic of dark skin, let's draw dark skin, why don't we? Yeah, well, let's do that. Let's do that real quick. So there are lots of tutorials on how to draw dark skin characters, and believe me, I have drawn a crap ton of dark skin characters, so I know. It's really not that hard if you think about it. Oh, here's a good tutorial. Yeah, this is a very good tutorial. So let me copy this. All right, does the tutorial have a... Okay, they provided no name. I really hate it when artists do not provide their names whenever they provide their references. My God. All right. How to draw dark skin. So keep in mind, it doesn't necessarily have to be this skin specifically. However, let me just let me get a circle real quick so we can start the tutorial. we're gonna get exactly this color, and we're gonna make a circle. These tutorials are not that hard, to be honest. They're really not. So draw a circle, right? Boom. There we go. We got our base color for the skin. Oh, wait a minute. There's lines over there. That's fine. What you can do is, if you're having trouble with lines like those, you can always grab the magic wand, select, expand the area, and then you can do this. See? No lines. Drawing skin is really not that hard, guys. It's really not. Then we take the darker version of the color, and we're going to make another layer still on the on top of the layer. Remember, don't forget to use clipping masks. That is extremely important. We're gonna get the brush layer, and we are going to do this. See how it has more, see how it has more, see how it's darker, but it's not like, see how it's darker on the sphere? It's not that noticeable, but once you start to get the hang of it, you see how it translates to the color itself. It's much more noticeable if you use sharp sharp colors, if you will. On the next one down here, it shows a color here, but that's easy again. Another layer, clipping mask. There we go. You can still do more with the artwork. We can take the lighter color here. Let me select this color here. You can select the lighter color. Get the spray brush. It looks lighter now. And you take the other lighter color. There we go. And then on the bottom, go for another clipping mask. And you're using the exact same colors, by the way. You don't have to worry about that because you can always just grab the same light color that you had and just do this. Wait. Don't forget about clipping masks. There we go. Wait, no. There we go. Now we can do it. It's if you don't follow the reference, you can always try to thin the brush mostly so that you can get kind of like a sense of what they're doing pretty much. And if you don't think that's the right color for it, you can always grab the reference itself, like here for example. See how it's a different color? Sometimes references are not accurate. Now that we have that, all that is left is to delete everything softly. Hi chat, what do you think? Actually no, yeah, I like this honestly. Although all this part right here. There we go. Hi chat. There we go. How to draw dark skin. See, it's not that hard. It's really not that hard to draw dark skin. And this tutorial does a really good job showing you how to draw something so unbelievably simple. You don't have to rely on AI to draw dark skin. Hell, you guys want an example of a dark skin character? Let me give you guys an example because I have a character right here that is dark skin. All right, which one of damn it, which one of the many? I have so many dark skin characters. Way too many of them to count. Anyways, sorry about that. Anyways, this is the character that I drew a long ass time ago. As you can see, that is not light skin. That is literally dark skin. This is a character that I've drawn a long time ago, so you don't really need to practice all those details. But yeah, you can make dark skin characters look good. Like, I have a question, chat, and this is for all of you out there. Would you rather draw this, or would you guys rather have AI draw whatever the hell you guys saw earlier? Because at the very least, as an artist, I can brag that I drew it, you know? You can't brag anything with AI, and we know it. But anyways, let me place this in a folder. And we can continue. Okay, this tutorial, I really liked it. It's extremely simple. It doesn't say a word. It doesn't say anything. Like, there's no words attached to it, but it's so simple that even a toddler can do it. Okay, that may have been an exaggeration, but you guys know what I mean. Like, this tutorial pretty fucking good, especially if you're going for details like these. Sure, you're gonna have to figure it out eventually and use something like a spray or any other stuff, but for such a simple tutorial on dark skin, it's really good. It's not that bad. Sure, granted, you're gonna have to practice illumination and all other stuff that you need to learn when it comes to drawing stuff like this. But once you get the hang of it, it's gonna be second nature to you. 8 out of 10. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 because of the fact that you still need to learn other stuff in order to achieve something like this, you know? But it's still a pretty good tutorial, even if it doesn't have a lot of words on it. All right. Next up, what else do we draw? I feel that chat, what do you guys suggest we should draw next? I feel like we got pretty much all night. How many minutes do we have? We got like 3 hours, by the way. We literally got 3 hours. Also, Taruki VT, I did not see your follow. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I'm not sure if they're still here or they left, but thank you for the follow regardless. Anyways, we can do a lot more stuff, but not sure what to do now. Hmm. Teddy, what do you suggest we do for the next tutorial? Because we still got a lot of time. Let's practice line art. Oh yeah, we can do that. Let me see if we can find a line art tutorial. Okay, let's see. There's gotta be a tutorial out here for that we can learn. Because not only do I want the tutorial for myself, but I want you guys to have the tutorial so that you guys can learn at home while you're watching me draw, of course. It's a win-win situation for us, you know? Not only am I learning, but you guys are learning as well. Oh, okay. I can see why line art can be important sometimes in art. Yeah. Oh, we can take an artwork and we can make it better with line art. Yeah. Although I'm barely finding any tutorials that do involve line art, unfortunately. Line art. Okay, so we got how to have better line. Okay, I see now. Yeah, I can see why line art matters a lot. So there is a thumbnail here that does show exactly what to do with line art. And I want to show you guys the thumbnail because it can matter a lot. Let me get the thumbnail for you guys. Okay, chat. Do you guys see this thumbnail right here? I'm gonna enlarge the thumbnail, and I want you guys to tell me the big difference that you see. What do you guys see on the left side, and what do you guys see on the right side? That is extremely different. Because I can see immediately the big difference between the two. So to put it into context, chat, what makes the reason why in the left there's a big no, it's because there are little to no line arts. You know, like there's little to no volume when it comes to the art itself. Here on the right side, let me give you guys an example. You can see here on the girl's hair, you can see that here there's like a bit of there's no volume here at all. But on the right side here, you can see there's volume on the line art. And that is what sometimes makes the artwork be extremely appealing, especially if you have lines this thick. So usually when you want to make line art, you want to do something like that. You want to improve on your line art. Some of the lines you want to make them thicker in order to have for them to have more volume. But sometimes when it comes to art line art like this, I mean, it's not all bad, you know, because sometimes people like to draw like this as a stylistic choice. But if you want your art to pop more, you should add lines like these most of the time. So yeah, perhaps we can learn something or two from this thumbnail alone. Again, it's a YouTube video, but maybe we can learn a thing or two. And perhaps we can take one of our characters and fix some of the line art. The question is which character is going to be the lucky guy or girl who receives the line art change? And we're not gonna do this with the we're not gonna do this with color. It's just the line art. Literally just a fucking line art. Hmm. So many characters to choose from, chat. Personal, Clip Studio. I think I know what we're I think I know which one. Let me see if I can find her. Oh no, wait a minute. Chat, I lost my character. Out of all of the characters that I have, I actually fucking lost her. What the fuck? Where is she? And I know I had it around here somewhere, mind you. Unless I never actually. Oh, here we go. I found it. All right, chat. Time to do some line art. We're going to turn off everything from the artwork. Literally everything. So all of this. Wait, no. Where's the line art? There it is. Armor shading. No, thank you. Okay, all of this. Turn that shit off. This is what we're left with, chat. This is literally what we're left with. So what we're gonna do, chat, is we're gonna practice some line art here. We're gonna add some more volume into some of the artwork so that it actually looks like, so that it pops more, you know? So we're gonna grab our brush. Just want to be specific. In lines like these, you see how there's more volume to it in this part of the armor? This is what you're looking for whenever you're doing art. Of course, do not exaggerate it too much. But yeah, it is. This is what you're looking for, pretty much. Because if you exaggerate it too much, it's gonna look like this. This is not what you want. See how there's more volume to the armor now? Like, you see it from afar, and you see that there's volume on the armor. This is what you want, mostly for your artwork. You want the high volume areas, pretty much. For example, here. Actually, no, the fingers are fine. The hair could use some volume, yeah. The horns, I think, are, yeah, the horns are fine, but you guys can see what I mean when it comes to volume. So now I can tell that from a distance, you can see that the armor itself seems to be overlapping solely because of the volume that I added here. That's why also the hair. The hair also makes it stand out a little. Yeah. This was also a pretty rough sketch, as you guys can see, but that's fine. See more volume. That's too much. Let me reduce the volume on that. There we go. Hey. I think these ones were too much as well. However, I feel like there we go, chat. Do you see how it looks now with with what we added so far? Also, this can also apply to other types of line art. For example, not just hair, but the shields over here. Fuck. He fucked it up a little bit, but that's fine. And then you have this part here. Alright, chat. How is the artwork looking with the added volumes and stuff? Do you guys think it looks better like this? Because personally, to me, it looks way better than how it was before. Yeah, let me add some volume up here too. Looks plain even with the added lines. Alright, still need more. Okay, gotcha. Let me see if I can find a way to make it less plain. This is like the fur that's in the armor too. I feel like it's gonna look better with the how should I say? With the coloring and stuff. Yeah, the coloring is what gives the artwork its magic sometimes. It's what makes it stand out as well. Oh yeah, it gives I can see why it gives it a lot more dimension to it, yeah. Hmm. What else can we do for on this artwork? You know what? I think this part looks this part can also be nice. Yeah, yeah, to add more volume to it. Maybe this part right here also needs there we go. I think the hair is the one thing that is making it look a little plain. Probably. Fuck. All right, chat. Honestly, with the added lines, with the added lines on the liner, it doesn't really look that bad, chat. Now that I think about it. It could look better, and I could practice the line art a bit more, like in the example right here. But so far, this doesn't look too bad at all. Yeah, this does not look bad at all. But you guys are right. It could look better though. Alright, chat. Here it is. Let me open up the same file if the app allows me to. Where the fuck is the thing? There it is. Okay, never mind. So it doesn't let me. But you guys can see that the line arts are gonna make a huge difference. So now we can turn everything back on. Everything that we turned off, yeah, we can turn that shit back on. It's not that noticeable at first, but the lines do make a huge difference. Save. Okay, so now we can save as v2. So now, because now we can turn off everything so that you guys can see the difference on the artwork itself. File open. There's the same artwork. Okay, there we go. Let me turn off both. Open both of them. Because I want to show you guys exactly what I did. So you guys can see the difference. Where the fuck's the light art? There it is. Okay. So this is the one, the unedited one, and this is the edited one. Let me turn off everything first and foremost. All right, chat. Here's how it looks. Before, here's the before. You guys see what I mean, right? All right, chat. Check this out. It may look the same, but it just shows how much does line art affect an artwork's impact. Before, after, before, after, before, after. So you guys can clearly see the difference between the two, right? There's the before has no volume whatsoever in some of the lines, but the after, on the other hand, the after has volumes on it, which is what makes the artwork stand out from the last one. So I am just going to grab this line art and I'm going to copy it here. So that the audience can see the before and the after. Of course, I gotta turn off the goddamn ruler. Do not show ruler. There we go. That was the before. Now let's take a look at the after, which is this one. Should be almost the same size. I'm gonna place them next to each other so that I can know exactly what's the size. Oh god, it's psychedelic as fuck. What the hell? Nah, this one's too big. I think it's still too big. Yeah, it's still too big. There we go. All right, chat. Got the same size on the character, and you guys can see the before and after. So let me just place her right around here. Now we do this. Shit. Okay. All right, chat. You guys can see the difference, right? Between the two. Like the difference is very, very noticeable. Let me move this next right here. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, I see why. Shit. Look. There we go. All right, chat. So this is the example that that I provided for this thumbnail right here, which just from visualizing the thumbnail, once you have practiced a lot when it comes to line art, you can see exactly what is it that you do right and you do wrong when it comes to line art. Let me place let me place something here. I'm gonna place the before and after so that they know it's the red and the red and the green. But I forget my favorite color. Okay, there's the before and there's the after. Alright, chat. Can you guys know the difference between the two? Like, can you guys see the difference? Because I can clearly see the difference right here. It could look better, yes. EKL7, welcome in. It could look better, yes, but with what little we've learned from just seeing this image on top, it just goes to show how we can improve as an artist. Like the more we visualize our artwork, and once we finish the line art, that's when you're like, oh, this should be more on front. Oh, this should have more volume. Oh, this should be like this. So that is why just by visualizing an artwork like this, you can tell the difference right away. Even if it's not obvious, once you've already gotten the grasp of things, You still need to practice the regular shit though, but on this alone, it's not that bad. Like it helps you improve as an artist when if you're trying to get something for your line art. To this, I'm also gonna say 7 out of 10. Because you also have to practice the other stuff. EKL7, now that you have arrived in chat, can you tell the difference between the two? You can clearly tell the difference between the left and the right? I'm gonna give you a spoiler. It's the line art itself. DJ? Oh, there we go. Yes, for the most part, line art is much more sharper. Exactly. The reason why, it's because the line art on the right has more volume than the line art on the left, which is what makes the artwork pop even more, you know? That's the reason as to why the one on the right looks better than the one on the left, because it looks better and it pops more. Hell, even from afar, you can tell the difference. Like, even if you look at it from afar. All right, chat. We've done 1, 2, 3. We've done 4 tutorials today. Fuck. I drew it in the wrong layer again. But that's fine. You know what? That's perfectly fine. What else shall we draw for tonight's tutorial? We've already drawn an eye. We've already drawn skin. We've drew a tentacle for whatever reason. And we've now adjusted some line art. So we still have a blank space pretty much. So whatever you guys tell me to draw, I will draw it tonight. Literally tonight. Hable ahora o calle para siempre. You want me to draw a TV? Alright, let's find a TV tutorial. Step by step. How to draw a television. It seems like a nice tutorial. And it's showing you how to draw the TV on perspective too, which is pretty nice. Alright, guess we're doing this. Oh, can't see shit. Hold on a second. Open the image in the new tab. Copy image. Paste. Still not seeing shit. That means we're still going to... We gotta save the image so I can share it with you guys. Save image as. Downloads. Yeah, whatever. File open. This is what we're gonna be drawing. This right here. Okay, seems like a nice tutorial. This one is from easydrawings.net. DJ, what the fuck happened to the music? I didn't tell you to stop! Although YouTube is a little laggy, so it's understandable. Yeah, my YouTube is a little laggy. Holy shit. There we go. Alright, so... time to learn how to draw a television. First and foremost, let me place all of this in a folder because, you know... don't want to mess everything up, so... yeah, now we can toggle it on and off. Alright, step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4. It's not exactly showing us how to draw it. It's just showing us some shapes. But you know what's funny about these shapes? We can do this easily. Not with a brush, by the way. Anybody can do this. Even you at home with a mouse and keyboard. So step 1 is showing us to do a line like this. I think I did it right. Yeah, looks like it. That was step 1. How about step 2, which is this? Oh, I almost got tricked. Okay. Okay, I see. Okay, so far so good. Fuck. Ah, whatever. Next, I'm gonna get a curved line. To give it more dimension like this. Just a tiny bit like this. It's not exactly perfect, but you can exactly tell what I'm doing, so then there's step 2, which is to draw this contraption. It almost gets you because you have to draw 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Keep in mind, I'm not even doing this right now with my I'm not doing this with my drawing pencil. I'm drawing this literally with my fucking mouse and keyboard, by the way. Okay. Little circle here, little circle here. And this over here. Okay, not there. My mouse and keyboard only, chat. Again, it's not perfect, but it's not too shabby either. Could be better though. Fuck. I just fucked it up. I just realized I fucked it up so badly. Ah, that's fine. Back to the lines. Don't worry about the DJ. He's finding music. Just give him some time. Yep, told you guys. Okay, is it 3 buttons? Yeah, it's 3 buttons. All right, chat. You know what? It's not perfect, but in my defense, I was using mouse and keyboard. So if I can do this with mouse and keyboard, I think it's a pretty good tutorial overall. Maybe, just maybe, I can delete this part right here and adjust it. Because that part is very fixable. Good try. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. Now it looks on par with the actually no. No. There we go. Now it looks on par with the artwork. I'm gonna leave the antenna, whatever it's called. I'm not gonna put the antennas on it because honestly, it doesn't need it. It's perfectly fine. What I did fuck up is that I didn't make it on the right layer. Fuck. That's fine. We just have to do this. Actually, yeah, I got it. Hold on a second. There we go. And because this is in another layer, here's what I'm gonna do because I don't want to do this shit all over again. Copy paste that specific layer. And then on this layer, we're gonna delete the shit out of it. Boom, it's like nothing ever happened. And now what we do is this. Hold on, wrong layer. Wrong color, what the fuck? There we go. See, chat? It's that simple. It's really that simple. And then here, I think I can grab the color from here, right? Yes, I can. Hi, chat. There we go. You see, chat? Anybody can do this. Even you. So, this tutorial, I mean, it's supposed to be a beginner tutorial. I don't see its flaws at all. It just tells you step by step on how to do it. So, honestly, I just realized, it would be more funnier than somebody making art, but instead using AI. They use Mario Paint instead and earn the big money. Wait. Let me read it again. I just realized, what would be funnier than somebody making art, but instead using AI. They use Mario Paint instead and earn big money. Here's the thing, chat. There might be someone somewhere in the world that is probably doing that. I don't know, but I'm sure someone out there probably exists. Because I have seen someone make Santa Claus in MS Paint. I've seen that. I've seen someone make fucking Thanos in MS Paint. And I'm not talking about just a doodle. No. I'm talking like fully detailed from beginning to end. It's that good. Nah, dude, those people are built different, bro. But what do I think about the television over here? What do I think about the TV? I mean, like I said, it's not a bad tutorial. It's pretty fucking good. It's a good tutorial overall. and it's beginner friendly. I have no complaints on it, to be honest. Anybody can do it. You can do it with a mouse and keyboard. You don't need all of this weird ass gear. You don't need all of this gear in order to make good ass art. Hell, there's people that are so skilled enough that they don't even need a drawing tablet. They just do it with mouse and keyboard literally all the time. And they just use the tools that they're working with. And they achieve results that are this good the majority of the time. This tutorial, honestly, because it's beginner friendly and you don't have to follow much, I feel like this tutorial is just brain that easy. And it's a TV that you can draw. That is a TV that actually exists. You can actually draw this. This tutorial right here, I give it an 8. Yeah, I give it an 8 because, you know, 8 out of 10 because, you know, beginner friendly, it's fine, but I mean, sometimes you're gonna get tired of drawing the same shit over and over again. You want to draw something new sometimes, you know? Funnily enough, the tentacle tutorial from earlier was pretty good. I actually enjoyed drawing it. Where the fuck is the... There it is. I was wondering why the hell is that rating so fucking small? Make it bigger. There we go. Well, chat, we already covered the entirety of the page, so there's nothing left for us to do here right now. We covered the entirety of it. So what we did today was we made an eye tutorial, which I think it was 7 out of 10, because 5, 6, 7, and 8 were a little misleading, but in the end, it still looked pretty fucking good, even though you have to put in the effort to memorize other shit. The tentacle tutorial was the most enjoyable, and it tells you about how to draw the tutorial itself, and it also tells you about other ways that you can draw the tentacle itself. And it's really not that hard. It's pretty stupidly fucking easy as well. That's why this tutorial was pretty enjoyable, because it tells you step by step, and it also gives you the tips and tricks, you know, the tools of the crafter, if you will. The skin color was also fun. I personally think this is one of my favorite things. Like whenever you're learning a new skin tone and you want to figure out how many skin tones you use. This one uses 4. Again, it's a little misleading because this is a different skin tone than these ones. It tells you 3 of them, but it's actually 4 of them, which that's the reason why it's an 8 out of 10, because it's a little misleading. The line tutorial is pretty good, but you have to learn lines and stuff in order to notice the difference, because anybody can tell you, oh, this is not, it doesn't, they both look the same. But the reason why they don't look the same, it's because one has more volume than the other. Like, it's something easy. Like, when you're an artist, you identify it way too easily. And of course, the television, which is brain dead fucking easy. But yeah, that is the tutorials that we learned today. So let me just save this. I'm gonna place this in art studies. Wait. Do I have the art? Do I have? Hold on a second. Oh yeah, it's in sketches, I think. We're gonna place this in art practice 1. Then save as. All right, chat. That is pretty much it. What we got. We learned to make line arts. we learned to make we learned to draw skin tones. We learned to make a tentacle. All right, for whatever reason. And honestly, I'm satisfied with the results tonight. I feel like if I do this often, like, here's the thing, chat. These eyes, I can make them like, you know what, chat? I think the eye tutorial, I think I may have been a bit harsh to it because I like it. I'm not saying I don't. I really love it. So I think I may have been a little harsh to it by giving it a 7 out of 10. Because I can see why it looks appealing though, even from a far away distance. I'm gonna give it an 8 because I did enjoy the process, and this is something that I can see myself doing in the future, like, you know, making eyes like these. So I feel like the eye tutorial deserves a bit of a deserves an 8 out of 10 because even though it was a little misleading, it's still pretty good. Like from afar, the eye itself looks so unbelievably good. And you can mix and match with whatever you want pretty much. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be the example here. Hell, who knows? Maybe one day I'll be able to open up commissions and make detailed eyes like these. Save as personal Clip Studio. So yeah, I feel like I feel like honestly, I feel like these eyes, they're pretty appealing. I can see its appeal. They're pretty good looking eyes though. Like I can see myself doing that a lot. All right, chat. This was a very short stream tonight, and honestly, like I said, I'm very satisfied with the results. But unfortunately, as much as I would love to continue, we're gonna have to end it for today. But do not go anywhere because, as always, we are going to be raiding somebody. So we're gonna see who can we raid tonight. First and foremost, let me go back to my studio. All right, I'm back here. So as I said earlier, I got my art stolen by AI again. But at the very least, I showed you guys how to be better artists. You know, I don't want you guys succumbing to AI. That's the worst thing you can do ever as a person. Because at the very least, you know what? At the very least, you guys can become real artists and not depend on the garbage that is AI, you know? That's the good thing about learning art. That it actually feels rewarding, you know? It feels good. But with AI, it just doesn't feel good. It's literally just absolute fucking garbo. So let me show you guys what I meant. Before we end the stream, I want to show you guys what I meant. Okay, let me place myself here. All right. So what I meant is that, let me take this out. We're already done with the tutorial, so we don't need any more. So chat, you guys are listening, but you guys can see. Let me change the screen real quick so you guys can see what the fuck exactly happened. So this is my character. You guys already know my character Prisma because I showed you guys. Wait a minute. Let me. It's not seen right now, which is kind of weird. That's wait a minute. Clip Studio. Why is it not showing? I have no idea. Hold on a second. It is dark. Yeah, don't worry. I'm working on it. Just trying to figure out why can't you guys see it. Oh, it's because Oh, okay. I see. I see. Trying to figure out because earlier it can be, it could have been, you guys could see it, but now you guys cannot see it. I don't know why. It's because it was in a later tab earlier. That's why. Okay, here we go. I think I found it. Okay, so you guys see my character Prisma, right? Pretty lovely lady. So this a-hole down here decided that it was a good idea to ask Grok, which is the generative AI for Twitter, in order to ruin this masterpiece of an artwork. Look at how they massacred my girl, by the way. Look at this shit. Weird ass Crayola type of color. And it looks absolutely horrid. Not holding the thing right, holding the flag wrong, and it's just, it defeats the whole purpose of the artwork. So by doing all of these Friday night art streams, at the very least I can show you guys how to become goated artists. And at the very least we can be goated and not draw this dog shit that you guys are seeing. Excuse me. Had to let that out. I'm sorry, guys. But it had to be said. Anyways, that'll be it for tonight, chat. But you guys already see that we can just chill, you know? We can just chill every night, every Friday night. Draw some good ass art to look at. And who knows? Maybe I'll draw a character or two eventually. But I'm glad that you guys got to join me for tonight's first episode of Friday Night Art Streams. At least you guys see the type of learning that I do on my free time and how do I do it exactly. But as I said, do not go anywhere. We're gonna be rating somebody. So let's see. Who will be tonight's raid victim? Oh, would you look at that? My very good friend Beyond. It just so happens to be online and she is playing Repo. So do go to her stream, show her some love, and I will see you guys next time. I'll see you guys on Monday so we can continue Clear Obscure. But in the meantime, I will see you guys later. Bye!